If you've just been using personal credit cards up to this point, you might be missing out on some fantastic opportunities. There's a whole new world of credit cards out there, offering more points, rewards, and credits than you might imagine. And guess what? All those perks can lead to free hotel stays, free flight tickets, or whatever you desire with your credit card points. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of points in sign-up bonuses, even more in credits, and tons of rewards. And the best part, it's all on top of what you're already getting from your personal credit cards. So what's this all about? We're diving into the world of business credit cards today, exploring why you need one and how to get your hands on it. Now you might be thinking, okay, but I don't have a business. Well, that's just a small hurdle we're gonna leap over together in this video. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's address a burning question that you might have. Why are business credit cards so valuable? Is it worth having them alongside your personal credit cards? Absolutely, and here's why. First, business credit cards allow you to separate your personal credit from your business credit. While there are exceptions, this separation is generally beneficial for you, especially if you actually have a business or side hustle. One crucial note about separating your personal and business credit is that not all credit card issuers will actually do that. Most do, which is great, but Capital One is an exception. You want to keep your personal and business credit separate because when you use your business credit card, that credit utilization doesn't impact your personal credit score. So that's why keeping them separate is key. Therefore, I recommend looking for business credit cards through companies like Chase, Citi, and others to ensure that your personal credit score is not affected. Because again, with issuers like Capital One, your personal credit score is going to be affected by your business credit card's utilization. However, I do want to mention that if it's your first business credit card, the issuer, doesn't matter if it's Capital One, Chase, Amex, Citi, or whoever, they actually might perform a hard pull on your personal credit because there's no business credit history yet. So in that case, your personal credit score could take a slight temporary ding. The second reason why business credit cards are so great is because you get to earn more sign-up bonuses. With dozens of business credit cards to choose from, you have the opportunity to hit multiple sign-up bonuses. And many of those business credit cards offer huge point offerings, like we're talking about 100,000 points or more. In fact, business credit cards tend to usually have higher sign-up bonuses than personal credit cards. This is by far one of the main reasons to actually getting access to the realm of business credit cards. More points equals more rewards, more free travel, more cash back, or whatever else you want to use your credit card rewards on. Third, you gain access to higher credit limits, which is something we kind of briefly talked about already. While not everyone may need a higher credit limit, these higher limits can actually be a game changer for some. I also believe that it's generally a good thing to have more credit to work with than not. Lastly, business credit cards unlock a world of credits, benefits, and perks designed specifically for businesses, except there are a bunch of stuff that you can use for your personal life. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, technically, you do need to own a business to have a business credit card. But here's the thing. You don't need to own a billion-dollar company or even a million-dollar one to qualify for a business credit card. As a matter of fact, as far as these credit card companies are concerned, it's super easy to create a valid business in their eyes. Take a page out of the book of those Instagram profiles with entrepreneur in their bios. We're broadening the definition of business so that you, too, can be a business owner or entrepreneur and finally get your business credit card. For example, if you're a freelancer, a reseller, an Uber driver, or even into multi-level marketing, you're making money and hopefully generating a profit. If you're doing any of those things, you technically have a business and you're eligible for a business credit card. Actually, especially in the first year of opening your business, you don't have to be generating a profit. Part of the IRS's definition of a business is if it is carried on with the reasonable expectation of earning a profit. Notice the word expectation. You don't need to be profitable quite yet to apply and be approved for a business credit card. If you're still a little confused or stumped as to which side hustle or business to start, I made a video that you can watch up there, which kind of goes over different examples of what might qualify as a business for these business credit card applications. Now let's dive into the business credit card application process and how to fill in those boxes. For this example, I'll be using the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited application, but pretty much all business credit card applications ask for the same information. It just might be in a different order from what we're going to be going over today, but it's basically the same gist. The first part of the application is usually similar to a personal credit card application. It asks for your personal details, including your name, address, social security number, and income. We're gonna skip that part because it is pretty much the same information that you find on your personal credit card applications. So for that part, you could just fill it out the same way that you do for your normal personal credit card applications and stuff like that. Then comes the business specific part where you provide information about your business. It starts with the type of business that you might have. Most likely, if you're a solo operator, like you work by yourself, you'll choose sole proprietorship. Of course, if you do have an LLC or corporation, then you would select the appropriate business structure here. Then here, you'll also enter your business name, which if you're a sole proprietor is most likely just going to be your full name. Or if you want to change it up, this is where you decide what business name you want on your credit card. That's why on a lot of business credit cards, you may see people's full name twice, like on top of each other. It's because they put their business name as their full name. As for your business's tax ID type, if you're a sole proprietor, you would use your personal social security number. But if you're something other than a sole proprietor, you most likely will have an employer identification number or EIN. Throughout these business credit card applications, you do have some simple questions that don't really matter too much, like is your business's physical address the same as your personal address? Or what's your business phone number? Or how many employees do you have? Don't worry, those aren't trick questions, so you don't need to put too much effort into answering them. However, here is a critical part where many people stumble. When you reach the section asking for your business establishment date, annual income, and monthly expenses, honesty is the best policy. For the business establishment date, be truthful. If you just started, put that down. Don't try and fake a 10-year-old business. It won't help your cause. What if in the off chance they ask for historical documents that you don't have? It's not really worth taking that chance. As for annual business revenue, you definitely do not want to inflate this number too much. Yes, it is better to have a higher annual income, but it should be a semi-accurate income, not just some high number that you made up. I say semi-accurate income because you should never put down just $0. Even if you haven't made sales yet or you don't think you'll ever make a sale, don't put $0 in this section. This section is for your estimated annual gross revenue. It's not just about profit. If you make $10,000 with your business but spend $10,000 on business expenses, number one, you should probably lower your expenses. But number two, you will put down $10,000 on this part of the application instead of putting down $0, which is the net income. If you really haven't made a sale yet or don't know when you'll make a sale, just try and put down a low rough estimate like $1,000 or something like that. Just so that way it's not $0, because why is Chase or Amex or Citi or whoever going to give you a business credit card if you're not going to be making money or trying to make money from that business? I'll quickly jump down to monthly expenses because the same goes for that section. Think of an accurate and honest estimates and fill it in. These two sections, the annual income and monthly expenses, do play a role in the credit limit that they give you. The higher each number is, the higher your credit limit should be. Remember, these numbers tie into your business description or industry code, so you probably shouldn't claim $10,000 in monthly expenses as an Uber driver. That probably won't fly. This next part is crucial and could influence both your approval odds and your credit limit. When you specify what you do for your business, it's not just for classification, it matters. Here's why. The credit card issuer will assign a business code to your description or industry. This code is then cross-referenced with factors like estimated annual revenue and monthly expenses to eventually help determine your credit limit that they're going to give you. Just a heads up that you might not always find the exact business industry or category that matches exactly what you do. As long as you select something that is similar to your situation, then you should be good. But like I talked about earlier, different industries have varying revenue and expense patterns. For instance, if you're an Uber driver, your expenses might be relatively low compared to a wholesaler buying supplies in bulk regularly, which is why you probably shouldn't have $10,000 worth of monthly expenses if you're an Uber driver. So your business description affects your credit limit and approval odds. Now that you know the basics of applying for a business credit card, here are a few additional tips that could improve your chances of being approved. Before applying, consider opening a business checking account with the bank or credit card issuer you you plan to apply to. For instance, if you're going for a Chase business card, create a Chase business checking account. Ideally, do this as soon as possible or as early as you can, so there's more time between the account creation date and your actual credit card application date. You should also deposit money into that same business checking account and have a few transactions going in and out of it just to kind of show you're actively using it. This demonstrates a history with the bank or issuer and adds to your credibility. However, there are mixed data points on this method. Some people get approved regardless of opening a business checking account, and some people get rejected despite having a business checking account. Personally, I don't have a business checking account and I never did, but yet I still have been approved on multiple different business credit cards. So that's just one data point there. Another general business credit card tip is don't be afraid of calling the reconsideration line. Remember, if you're denied, you could still call the reconsideration line. While you may not need it, it's worth a shot. If you receive any answer other than approved, make that call. You could find out why you were denied and potentially state a compelling reason to overturn the decision. Personally, I had to call the recon line on my first ever Chase business credit card, which was the Inc. Business Unlimited. Literally the next business day, I gave them a call, answered a few simple questions, and they approved me. If I remember correctly, they asked me questions like clarification on what exactly my business was or what my business is and like how much money I'm expected to make and so on. Or even if your application is pending or awaiting approval, don't hesitate to call the reconsideration line. It allows you to speak with a representative from the credit card issuer and provide any necessary information to help move your application forward. It never hurts to make that call. Lastly, it helps to understand the individual issuer's rules regarding their credit card applications. For example, the Chase 524 rule is a popular scenario, but I will say that there have been instances as of recently, like the past year or so, or maybe even 2 years, of people getting approved for a business credit card with Chase despite being over the Chase 524 rule. So it's not necessarily like a very strictly hard stuck followed rule that you should abide by, but if you get denied, that might be a reason why. Anyway, depending on which business credit card you are applying, just go ahead and Google and look up what rules that might be affecting you when you do apply. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing down below. Or if you still need recommendations of side hustles to start that are perfect for business credit cards, then watch this video here. Thank you guys again so much for watching. All right, shoot.